when Amy had the kids home, and my kids were doing homework, and the kids were pretty little. So Elena's what, kindergarten, I think. And I go over and I'm talking to Amy, and she's wide-eyed, and she's like, I just called Andy. He's gotta come home. I was like, what's going on? And they were not living together yet, but they were doing it. And Elena
allegedly
caught it. And Amy told Elena, just a bad dream. That's it, a bed. Nothing's happening here. Go to sleep. So Elena didn't say anything the next day at breakfast, but she went to school and took her to the teacher. And pretty much the whole St. Mark's school, I think. So Amy's wide-eyed, freaking out, and I was like, this is like a dinner and a show, right? So I'm on the treadmill, and I'm just watching Andy pull in. I was like, that's fun. Andy goes in, and there's lots of crying and screaming, and Andy's like, listen, we're adults. And you need to lock on the door. And Amy's just like, she's ruined for life. And anyway, I think Elena maybe not got over it. I'm not sure yet, but she was pretty devastated.
You probably won't bring it up around her.
No,
hopefully she doesn't see this.
I might not bring it up around Elena. She was pretty upset about that, but so then our question was, what did you
lie?
into?
You lie to her.
No, yeah, you do lie. You totally lie. You say Amy was hurt. I don't know what you say. Amy said a nightmare. So then I was telling John we have some new things to say. It's a nightmare. It's not happening. It's your dream.
She had a pulled hamstring. I was right.
You're
a giver.
I don't have any nice I don't have any nice things to say. I'm sorry. Okay, no, it's terrible. It's not terrible. It's funny.
All I could think of. Most of you know, I've known Amy since we were 7 years old. So we met in 2nd grade at Jackson Elementary, and we were the nerdiest little birdies, and perhaps you have seen the photo to show that, and that extended into junior high for sure. We were good little buddies and whatever, and I don't know how we stayed friends all these years. I mean, we just always did. It didn't matter. We didn't go to high school together. We didn't go to college together. We did go to law school together. Lived together for 2 of those 3 years. My poor husband lived with 2 law students. He was surrounded by the rest of our friends who were law students. I'm pretty sure that was its own form of torture. Yeah. But we've just kind of been there through every era of our lives, through babies and deaths and all the good, the bad, the ugly. We've been there. But when we were in junior high, high school, we were naughty. And the thing about us is that Amy is usually the naughty thinker-upper, and I'm usually game for anything. And so that's not a good combo when you have a teenage brain. So the weirdest, funniest thing I remember us doing as dumb little nerdy kids. We were 14 or 15, I think. We may or may not have had our garden. It didn't seem to matter. Amy knows this story. Her sister Anne had gone to college and left her car home. It's a Pinto. It is hard to drive, super hard stick shift, whatever. I'm pretty sure I either didn't have a license or I'd gotten my license yanked for too many speeding tickets. I don't know. But her mom traveled for business, and so I would hang out at her house. I would, lie to my. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's coming. So this is it's better. It's better. There's one more. It's right after this one. Us looking good. Okay, and this is separate. Yeah, it is some. Doing our A game. Oh. I couldn't throw Amy under the bus for a crazy game.
Look at him. He's getting himself ready.
The bad thing about that photo is that Amy didn't give a shit about her hair. Yeah. I cared deeply. So about my photos, that was the best I could do. So, So 7th grade was rough. So it was a couple years after that.
This was honestly one of the best nights of my whole life.
It
so
sure did.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Okay, so it gets better. We had. Okay, so first of all, her mom's gone, right? So we're left her on devices. I'm certain my mother asked, "Is her mother home?" And I'm certain I looked her dead in the eye and said, "Absolutely." Went over to Amy's house, and we were weirdos, just weirdos. And it was winter, and in Boise, back when we were kids, anybody who grew up here knows there was a ton of snow in the winter, and it was so much snow that it would be piled up in big berms in between the roads, and it would be at the ends of cul-de-sacs, huge amounts of snow. And so we were at her house, we did weird things like dared each other to run outside in the snow barefoot. I'm sure we made naked snow angels because Amy is all about naked, weird stuff. So, but we did have a plan, and so we decided we would do two things. We would get drunk, and we would go hooky bobbing, in that order. So we had to scrounge around for some liquor.
There are some people here from California that they don't know.
Do you know what hooky bobbing is? Does everybody know what hooky bobbing is?
Never
Okay,
heard
just
of
hook
it.
a sled up. Okay, I'll get there. So we found the liquor, whatever. We drank some nasty ass stuff. It was like thick. It may have been liqueur. I kind of vaguely remember amaretto, something or other. It was disgusting. But it did the trick. And so we go out, and she had a little saucer sled. We must have found some rope somewhere, roped it up to the Pinto that did not drive well on snow. I'm sure it had shitty tires. And we drove ourselves maniacally. We hooky bobbed our brains out. So we just traded off. One of us would drive, the other one would sled. We'd switch around. We would drive as fast as we could.
Oh my god.
We would
And then
turn
just
hard.
laugh, we'd jump out, we'd push it out.
We'd get stuck.
I mean, it was
We got
such a
stuck
good night.
so many
Yeah.
times, and somehow
And
I
nobody
rocked it out.
even
This
came
is hard
out.
to compete
It
with.
was crazy.
Yeah.
Best night of her life.
Because, so we would pass, I mean, we were driving fast. We would go hard into the corners because we were trying to yank the person off and, whatever. We'd laugh crazy. We would pass neighbors, and they would be walking their dogs or something, and we'd stop and we'd maybe kick the sled into their, we'd be like, hey! And nobody called the cops on us, and so we didn't crash the car somehow. We got ourselves stuck a number of times and somehow got ourselves out. We did it for hours and hours and hours. And it was the best night. It was epic. And so I look back on it now, and it's almost like we're in some weird little time warp, because we did it for hours, but it didn't feel like it. And it was just, it was the silliest, funniest thing. I mean, I can't explain how fun it was. Amy's the only one who knows. It was the only person we ever would have done that with. Anyway, it was a super fun night. But on a serious note, we have been through the good, the bad, the ugly. We've been there with each other for so many things. She was there for me when my mom died, my sister died, after Paul died, and Billy was deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan and Oman a million times after 9/11. We were both alone with our babies. We had 6 kids under the age of 6, and we just shacked up. And so she hated being at her house because it made her sad. I hated being at her house because my kids were maniacs and could not be contained at her house. I had to have a child-proof house. So we would come to my house, and we would just assembly line these babies. They were always naked. They were just everywhere. We finally had to wean ourselves off it when Shayla and Madeline weren't doing well in school. We only let ourselves do it on weekends, but we just, I don't know. It was a really hard and sad time, but it was really a really good time. So, Amy is my dearest friend, bar none. Has been there through everything. But she's not just my dearest friend, she's the best person. She's the best person. She takes the best of all of us, and she ignores the things that are not she doesn't, I mean, she doesn't. She just does take the best of all of us. And so I think it's a testament to her that we're all here, because she has childhood friends, she has college friends, she has neighbors, she has new neighbors, friends that are already very dear to her that she's only known for a few years, friends that she's met along the way with little kids, and and she's an excellent friend maker and a better friend keeper. And I think we would all aspire to her and how she tends those friendships. And she honestly is just the best friend, and I feel grateful to have her